Yeah, we're good. Alright, so I'm back with the next game. This is Dungeon Hearts. We're going to be playing full game, which means we're playing the entire game. We're going to be playing it on hard. There's going to be a lot to explain, so I'm going to just get the basic stuff out of the way right now, though. So this game, you have hero chargers, 4 different colors. It's a match 3 game, so you match 3 of the same color charger, and you create a hero striker, which you can use to attack the enemy. After every stage, you have these boosters, match 3 to increase your hero, that hero's level by 1. Anything with skull and crossbones, enemy strikers included. This is the main enemy attack that you're going to see. You're going to want to get rid of them as soon as possible. These will come into play later. These are just armored. One that required the one on the left requires 2 hits. The one on the right requires 3 hits. These require the specific color to destroy. Super strikers are created by combining 3 of the same hero striker of this. Combining 3 hero strikers of the same color, and you get this. It destroys everything on the field and activates all hero strikers and chargers. This you're gonna see. It's basically just gonna be a block. But if an enemy striker is on the same line as this, is going to increase the damage that is dealt. Anything square cannot be moved, and then you're going to have hexes. And that's pretty much all that I need to explain. I'll explain it as we get into the game. We're going to be ready to start. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So in this game, there's 24 fights, although you're going to see 23. There's one more, which is the final boss. So in this game, it's a match 3 game, and you're gonna want to get as many of the different colors as you can to deal more damage. The number you see that's X, whatever, is the chain or combo, or however you want to phrase it. That's the multiplier of the damage that you deal. You want the more different colors you have in that, the more damage you're going to deal. The reason why this is going to require me to talk a lot, because I'm not going to have. There's going to be some points where I'm not going to be able to talk at all, because just consider this difficulty hard as very hard or stupid hard, because this difficulty is extremely hard. After every fight, like I said, you match 3 of these, you get a level. The hero we want to level up the most is the red one. He's the fighter. The fighter is the one that deals the most damage. The other 3 is the yellow is the mage, green is the debuffer, and blue is the healer. One attack, hero attack can destroy multiple enemy attacks. All you need is one striker to destroy a level 1 enemy striker, and that is the super striker. Whenever you see that the enemy attacks are cracked like this, it means that they are almost dead. Goal of the fight, obviously, is to kill the opponents by dealing enough damage. A generic RPG trope. I want to draw attention to the composer of this wonderful soundtrack, Sam English. He is one of the most underappreciated indie music composers of all time, in my opinion. This soundtrack is absolutely amazing. In terms of how this game works, this game you can select from, well, you don't select, the game selects for you. You have a set list of between 1 and 3 enemies that you can get in any encounter, and some of them are better than others. This one has a lot of enemy attacks, which is good, because the more enemy attacks an enemy has, the less damage, the less HP they have. So the less damage you have to do. Hard can also screw you over in the leveling up because it sometimes leaves out certain colors of these boosters, so that you end up a level behind in some case with some of your heroes. So right now my fighter's 1 level behind, which is not good. I want him to be the highest. Like I said, anything that is not square can be moved, and that includes enemy attacks. Enemy attacks can be moved, and it is traditional to move them forward, further onto the fade stream so that you can delay them so that they do not damage you. In terms of this run, I am not going to be able to read chat at all. Sorry, but it's just this game difficulty just requires too much focus for me to be able to read chat. This game is a port of a mobile game, so you sometimes are going to see me struggle to grab and keep hold of things. That's just an artifact from the leftover from the porting of the mobile game. This game is played completely with the mouse. There's no keyboard inputs in this game. It's all mouse. The fighter's name is not Naruto, it is Brand. Overall, this has been a very good run so far. Kappa run, knock on wood. Because I've gotten good enemies so far. Normally we're not supposed to see some of these enemy attacks yet. We're already seeing hexes that require 3 hits to destroy, and we're already seeing other things that we're not supposed to see yet either. Also, the phase stream in this level is very fast. I do not like how fast this phase stream is. We're gonna take some damage up there, that's fine. The fighter is the most resilient out of all of the heroes. He has the most HP, and he has abilities that can have the amount of damage that he does. So now we have these are enemy chargers that cannot be moved. So you want to get rid of them as soon as possible because you can't delay them. You also are starting to see you're also starting to see the enemy chargers as well. If I go silent for a bit, that's because I'm concentrating. Because like I said, this is going to be the game that is going to have the the most choppy commentary, because I really have to focus a lot of energy and attention on both playing this game and commentating. We are close, soon going to be approaching the first roadblock or gatekeeper of this run, and that is the first boss. We have 2 more fights left. So after fights 18 and fight 17, we will have the first boss. And depending upon which fight I get, I will either be silent or I will be talking. It all depends on which fight I get. Because there's one fight that is very hard, and there are and that's pretty much all that I have to say. The way the Super Striker works is the more different colors of hero strikers you have on the field, the more heroes are going to be involved in the attack, and the more higher the combo is going to be, and the more damage is going to be dealt. So in most cases you want to try and hold it off until you have all 4 heroes involved in the attack, but usually that is not you're not able to do that because you're just not able to do that. So in these sequences, you do not want to miss a single level up because it will make your character significantly weaker in the later fights. And that's good because now the fighter is 1 level higher than everyone. So there was 2 extra fighter level ups in that last sequence. I'm not going to go through what each of the hexes does because there are too many and the run is too short to be able to explain all of them. In terms of the estimate, the estimate is high for a reason because if you die in this run, you have to restart the run from the beginning. So there is permadeath in this run. A form of it, anyways. You might also see the little poison. That's poison. It's one of the archer's abilities, which is green character, that you unlock. So sometimes after you hit the enemy might get poisoned, and that's just poison is basic poison damage over time shenanigans. Okay, so let's see which fight we get. Depending upon which fight we get, I'm either going to be silent or I will continue talking. I will let you know shortly. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. So I used an ability there to just get rid of everything on the field because the field was starting to get very, very full. Okay, that was really good. This game takes a while to get used to, but once you get used to it, you're able to. That actually isn't that hard to get used to. That's not an easy fight. That was not an easy fight. That was a very hard fight. Skip, the main idea is to do is to build up combos like that and get as many different colors as you can in on each of the attacks as you can, but in most cases that's not possible because the attacks are coming so fast that you're not able to deal with them that quickly, and you have to do single attacks a lot of the time in order to deal with all the enemy attacks that are coming at you. So there's varying strats for varying different things, and this is introducing a new mechanic, which is the colored enemy strikers, which you have to. In this case, red has to be defeated with red, etc. Green with green, and so on. This is a phase stream. When enemy attacks get to the end, you get damaged, and that's what you want to avoid at all costs, is to get damaged by the enemy attacks, because that's how you die. You destroy them by using your own attacks against them. So after that. After you know that basic premise, the fights get a lot easier. But they get a lot easier as well when you get the combo or chain mechanic at the end as well. So we have 15 fights left. We have one more gatekeeper, and that is the second boss. And once the second boss is defeated, we have just the final boss as the last gatekeeper. Great. So now we have the introduction of one of the deadliest hex in the game, and that is these hexes here, which are called bomb hexes. What they do is they fill up an entire hero row, once it reaches the end, with enemy strikers and attacks. Basically a bunch of enemy attacks. This is not good. Oh, thank God I was able to get rid of that one before it detonated. Okay, I'm gonna have to be quiet for this because this enemy is extremely this enemy is deadly. There we go. That one's done. That was a somewhat deadly fight, because if one of those bomb hexes reaches me, then a character is going to die. It's that simple. The abilities I haven't explained yet. I probably won't, because I can explain. This one's slows down. It's one that I'm going to try to never use ever, because it slows the entire game down, and that's not what you want to do in a speedrun. Now we have enemy strikers in hero chargers. Yeah, it's kind of insane, but it's a thing. To get rid of them, you just combine them into a striker. That's all you have to do to get rid of them. So they're a lot easier to deal with than the other enemy attacks. But you still have to deal with them, because if you don't, you are going to get damaged when they reach the end of the Fate stream. The good news is after this run, I have a very chill run. So after the 2 action runs, I have a very chill run after it. So I'm looking forward to that chill run right about now. Second boss is going to be coming up in 3 fights? 2 or 3 fights. After this, I'll check and see where on everything the hero levels are. And fighter is up on top, so that means that fights are going to be a bit quicker. Right here we have the fast forward hex. It does what it says. It makes the Fate stream move a lot faster. So it's another fairly devastating enemy attack. This enemy could be deadly if I don't kill it quickly, because of the sheer number of enemy attacks it is sending at me. But since it's sending so many attacks at me, it has low HP, which is what happened there. It died very quickly because of the low amount of HP it had. If you're still wondering about this game, you can move the things you can move. You can move anything so long as it is not obstructed in some way, shape, or form. So like there, I had to move the gray out of the way in order to be able to get the blue to move it. This enemy has the freeze hex, which is another one of the deadly hexes. It renders one hero completely unusable for a period of time. And like I said, that's not like they can't do anything on the entire field. And that is very deadly in this game. Also, this enemy is, I believe this is the enemy that killed me in the last run that I did of this game. Believe it or not, but enemies actually have enemies can have different kinds of attacks depending upon like they have different attack scripts they can use. Like that dinosaur that I fought as the first boss can have a different attack pattern. Has different attack patterns, so it's just another way that they made it so, to give this game more replayability. Although that's the one thing this game doesn't have is replayability. It's very similar after a while. It gets very samey very quickly, which is the one downside, because there's only like 40 different enemies in the game, and one of them is set, and you fight it at the end of every single run, no matter what happens. And that is going to be the final boss. But we'll get to him when we get to him. This fight can be good, but the Fate Stream tends to be a little fast in this. It also has a lot of enemy attacks that it likes to send at you, all of which take 3 hits. Almost all of which take 3 hits to destroy. They also like sending a lot of. It also likes sending a lot of colored enemy strikers at you as well, which they use to throw you off of building your chain. But if you just do a lot of combos, you can get rid of this enemy fairly quickly. I say that, yet this guy's taking somewhat low amount of damage. There we go. He's cracked now. And he's dead. I don't know what the timer's looking like, but the real time doesn't matter. So yeah, real time in this game doesn't matter. It's timed by in-game time. So we will know when we see the results screen if this is a new world record or not. Alright, that enemy was a little dangerous, so I had my microphone muted for a little bit there. So far though, this has been a really, really good run. Like, really good. Brand, the fighter, is highest level, tied for highest level, but here's the second roadblock. And I believe this is one of the good fights. Let's see if I'm right. Not with this opening, it's not. Definitely not with this opening. Okay, I am getting rid of all of that. This ability gives heals and gives a shield, which protects against enemy attacks later on. So this one is actually very difficult, so I'm going to be quiet. Alright, that's the second boss down. So, I thought that boss was easy, but it's actually that hard, but it's actually easy once you get that pattern down. The reason why I thought he was originally going to be hard was because he was sending so many enemy attacks at me. However, once I learned that that pattern, that gave me a supercharger after every single during every single attack pattern, and I figured out that I could make it after every single attack pattern. That's how I beat that boss. This enemy has a very fast Fate Stream. The Fate Stream movement depends on which enemy you're fighting, and this enemy has one of the fastest in the entire game. She's gonna die. So now I have to do this fight with 3 characters. Although he's almost dead, so it didn't matter. When you die, you lose all of the abilities you have saved up, but you can regain them through attacking the enemies. So it's not the end of the world that she died there. Although it was the healer, so I do not have the resurrection spell available, which is the skull and crossbone there. It's only permanent if all 4 characters go down. If all of them resurrect at the end of every fight, unless everyone dies in that fight. If everyone dies in the fight, the game's over and you have to restart from the beginning. Oh, this fight's nice because this looks to be a very, very low HP fight, which it was. So that meant I could take care of that fight very, very fast. I really am wondering what the timer says now, because if the timer says like under. Yeah, well, that is the case. In the actual fight, that is the case, and unless you use the revive spell. If you don't use the revive spell, then they stay dead until you revive them. If the timer says about 40 minutes right now, then I'm on world record pace, I'm pretty sure. If it says more than 40 minutes, then I'm probably not gonna world record. Holy shit. That's really good time. This fight's dangerous. It has a lot of HP, so it can take a while to kill. I would say we are on world record pace, but that world record can fall. I can lose that world record very easily. That's fine, taking that hit there on purpose. Come on. Okay, that fight's done. Yeah, it's dropped a lot of frames. It drops like 35,000 frames. $35,677 frames. And it's still going up, and I don't know why. Yeah, do that. Do that. It could also be my ISP, I don't know, but it shouldn't. I should not be dropping this many frames. This fight is an interesting fight because it always follows this pattern at the beginning, and it's a really, really obnoxious pattern. Okay, let's see. Seems to be good now. I haven't dropped as many frames. No, I'm still dropping frames. Okay. This fight's also very slow, so it might cut into my chances of world record, getting a world record. Yeah. Oh god, this is a horrible start. I'm gonna have to do this. This is self-explanatory. You can see what it does. It basically turns whatever it basically turns anything like you saw. You basically saw what it did. I don't really need to explain what it does. It turns whatever I click into a hero striker. It's one I would prefer to save until the final boss, but I had to use it there, otherwise I was probably in a lot of trouble. Although that is done now. I can confirm that I have not dropped nearly as many frames as I have in the past. Still dropping them every once in a while, but it's a lot better than it was. Okay, I gotta start explaining the final boss now. So since I'm not gonna be talking during the final boss. Final boss is going to be there's going to be several things you're going to have to know. The Fate stream speed is going to be variable. He's going to speed up, slow down, and make it stop completely. He's going to have his own special hex called Nether Breath, which basically puts 1 to 3 random hexes on every character. So you want to get rid of those, and they will always take 3 hits to get rid of. In addition to that, there is also going to be there's going to be a lot of enemy attacks, and as per tradition, I'm not going to be talking at all during that fight. So enjoy the music for the rest of the run. Here comes the final boss. Enjoy the music. Okay. We are not done. Time is not yet. But that is the final boss. Thanks for the bits, McFly. Just letting you know right now, don't ask me what this is about. So I have no idea what this is about. Also, WRP beater, it's not RIP PB yet. We will see at the results screen if it's a new world record or not. Since it's with in-game time. And that is not a PB. But that is Dungeon Hearts hard for you.